Hi everyone. So I never make videos or reviews myself, but nobody seems to have heard of these before or seen them. So I felt obliged to just do a video walkthrough so that people can see what they were all about. So basically, there's a company called Bluebird that's in the UK. You probably have heard of them before. They made Polly Pocket and went on to make Mighty Max as well. They actually had a licensing deal at one point as well to make various other properties, including different Marvel ones. And these ones they produced in 1997, I believe. The Spider-Man ones seem to be a lot more popular online on eBay, but some of the X-Men ones seem pretty rare especially. See, I was a huge X-Men fan and loved the Hulk, which is why I've got all the X-Men sets and the Hulk one, but I don't have any Spider-Man ones myself. Right, let's take a better look at some of these. First up, let's take a look at the Wolverine set. As we go through that, you'll see these are crammed with different action features. This one came with a little mini Sabretooth and Wolverine. They've all got very basic articulation on the little toys. Let's open this up. Okay, you can already see how great and dynamic this is looking now that we've got them set up. If we look in here as well, you can see Wolverine and Sabretooth in battle. Let's walk through of the few different action features this one has. First of all, on the side here, we have like a little scroller, which you'll probably recognize from other Wolverine Sabretooth sets. We can make a little fight in the side middle, or have a little dance. Next up on the end here, we have a few different boulders. We can put them on there, and then we can press a button to fire them down, to knock them in the middle. And then we also have an action feature for the bridge. I'll take these off here. And get them to stand on the top. There we go. We've also got a little switch here to collapse it to drop from the top. So, as you can see, there's quite a lot to do with these tests, and I used to love these as a kid. Next up, we have the Gambit set. This one came with a little mini Gambit and Magneto. Let's open him up. And here is a set now, it's open. You can see it looks like kind of a factory. So you have all sorts of barrels and ooze on the floor. Some can be removed and moved around. Gambit's just taking a leap. You can see the inside of the factory there as well, leading up to here. Some different barrels and stuff, and a little control panel as well. There's so much little detailing in this as well. Then up here we have Magneto watching out over the whole affair. So we've got different ones on this as well, more activities. The bottom here can explode like a furnace at the bottom. Put Gambit up here. The top here as well can explode too, so Magneto can do lots of damage. And then when somebody stood at the top here, there's just like a very simple trapdoor here as well that you can turn around to fall through. So we can see Magneto can do a lot of damage over top of this. And we can see the different graphics here as well. But so much care and detail went into those. It's actually really impressive. Next up, let's talk about the Bluebird. Unlike the others, which are different faces, this one's actually made like the vehicle, which is pretty cool. It has firing weapons too. This comes with a little Wolverine, a little Cyclops, and a little Storm as well, but she's permanently in a flying position. These ones, it'll be hard to see from here, but they actually have waist articulation as well to get their legs up, and you'll see why in a second. So as I open this, then this will probably look very familiar to you if you've got other X-Men toys. And here we go. So like with the old sets, you can see the front section turns into a little vehicle car that they can sit in. The back section becomes its own little glider with a seat. And then we have a little control station here as well for them to work in. And so where I was saying about the different hip articulation, this is great because it means we can actually get them to sit down inside the vehicles here too. And we'll get Cyclops to come and sit in this one. So this one here, if I pull back on this top shape, it fires weapons. Actually got some decent force on it. It's taking out Magneto again. Now I remember on the box, it said you were meant to put Storm on here and pull back in order to fire her as well, so she can flick, but I'll probably lose my Storm and break it that way if I try that now. Okay, let's look at this little control panel center as well. You have all these different panels and stuff as well going on. Like I said, a lot of DJ equipment there, obviously. You have a little seat from sit on too, for one to sit down on. And then on this side, if I turn it around, you've got like a little garage area here with a bike too. So if I take Magneto out of here, no, take Wolverine out, put Wolverine down. There we go, you can sit on his bike there as well. And I can press a button and it fires him off on his bike. So all in all again, a pretty great little set. Now we have the piece de resistance. This was one of my favorite sets as a kid. I mean, just look at it, it's great. He's got articulation on his arm too. It's a decent size. And he comes with an action feature already, even before we open him. Outstanding set in such a dynamic pose. So this one comes with a few more X-Men for your collection. You can see we have another Sabretooth, we have a Sentinel whose hand fires off, we have Wolverine again, Cyclops again, and we have a Rogue and a little Beast. Let's take a little bit better look at those. You can see the bees, pretty great sculpt. Even painted on his little X on his suit as well. So it's great details on some of these. Now Cyclops is a little bit different to the others. It actually has a little button cell on the back, so that you can actually make his eyes light up, which is crazy for a little toy this size. I loved that as a kid. Now, just as like a weird little story, when I first got mine, it wasn't actually working. So I wrote to Bluebird at the time and said it, and then they just sent me 2 extras in the post. So I've actually got a few of these. So when the batteries eventually die, then I've got a few little spares going on. All right, let's get the Sentinel to fire as well. It's got a pretty strong fire mechanism in. Right, let's open this guy up. And here we go. You can see already there's so much going on in the set. We have Charles up there in the danger room control panel, controlling his claw coming down. We have some little ledges there and like a ladder. I'll show you what this does in a second. Got a Sentinel out again. I've got this tree that comes with it as well, which can actually spray water. So it's obviously some garden-themed danger room event going on. And rail on this trapdoor here with some more slime coming around it. And then we have this tree here as well. It can move around. It's currently trapped Wolverine. All in all, this is a great set when you're a kid. There's just so much happening. Let's just go through some of the different action features and stuff we have here. So for Rogue on this panel, we can just hit one of these to knock her over. And then the different vines here can move about. You can move it about, and it's got little sections set up on there. There we go. So there's little areas so you can actually get people fit in and clip them in place, so they can all be held up by the vines, so you can have a vine attacking people. Okay, now if we go into the middle here, you can see Sabretooth, unsuspecting, hanging out. If we press a switch, there we go. Instant cage just folds down on him and captures him. It's actually a pretty strong mechanism as well. It seems quite lethal on it. There we go. Little ledge as well there for someone to sit on at the top, which can fold in now. So to reset that, you can lift that back up and clip it. Put the switch down again. You can raise that to clip out there. And then lastly on here, there's a little switch by Professor X to control the claw, so you can sway that about left and right. It's got articulation in the middle as well, so you can lift up and get it in the right position you want. But you can definitely see how this tied over from the whole Mighty Max lines and how so many different features from those came across into these sets. But there's just so imagination in it for kids. I'm actually quite shocked these weren't bigger and more popular. Next up, we have the Incredible Hulk larger set. Look, how great does this look? The arms are articulated too. They really went all out with some of these designs. I was a huge Hulk fan, so I love this set. And this one came with little mini gargoyle, leader, obviously. Bruce Banner without a shirt on, but it's blue pants with purple pants. And then obviously we need the Incredible Hulk as well. Again, articulated at the waist and at the arms too. So even these little figures, a lot of them had some serious articulation going on. It's surprising how much detail and paintwork went into some of them. Even look at how his eyes are painted. Right then, let's get this guy open and set up. Here we go. Just take a look at this set. See how much it's got going on. This is a serious, great set. If we zoom in on some bits, even inside there, they've got little mechanics which we didn't necessarily need at the time. We've got a little throne that can detach so that the leader can stand in that. We have a firing cannon, which actually fires. Under the back there, you can see like a little groove, so you can mount the arrows in there when you're not using them. We have a little control panel on the side as well. We have another vehicle here that can detach, which I'll show you in a second, which can fire its weapon as well. We have a whole load of boulders as well, which can come loose, so you can have things for the Hulk to smash up. A lift on the side here, and this brings you up to the chamber at the top. Now this action feature at the top is pretty amazing. So we have Bruce Banner. I'm gonna put him away for experiment, but things are going wrong. So outbusts the Hulk instead. Okay, so as I was saying, these can attach too, so if I pull this off, we have like a little vehicle with treadmills and a firing gun on the front. So we can get the leader to sit on that. And on this side we can detach the throne. So So you can also sit in the throne as well there. This bullet fires just the same way as well. So now the Hulk's out, you can start doing some damage. We've stacked some of our blocks on there. You can phase about. Also, you can smash up the control panels here as well. It's spring loaded to fire those off. And last but not least, action feature wise, there's the jankiest lift in the world at the back. Where you just wind this button for him to move up and down. It requires so much more strength than anything else in it, and the whole set shakes when just trying to move it though. So, a bit of an interesting design there. As you can see though, just so much going on in set. You can see why I loved it as a kid. So all in all, these sets really do still hold up. There's just so much detail and extra, and they throw in little extra barrels or boulders just to make it a little bit more. And they just cram in so many action features and little figures. I'm actually kind of shocked that so few people have heard of some of these, or let alone had a chance to play with them. If you ever see them though, definitely pick them up. There's so much going on. But yep, if you've never heard or seen these before, then I hope this gave you a really good look at them. And good luck trying to track these down.